Okay, so on this question, we are going to solve the system using the addition or elimination method. Goes by either name. If there's exactly one, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's do it. So let me just bring these over here and rewrite them. So minus 4x plus 2y equals minus 14. And this one going over. 4x minus 3y is 15. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, yeah, let me tell you what I'm doing. I'm adding these up. So this is a new method, different than the method we did before. Here in chapter 5, it's all about solving two equations at the same time. So that's what we're looking at doing, solving two equations at the same time. And this is a new method. In this method, we just line them up and add them up. So I'm just adding them up. So here we go. So I'm going to add negative 4x and positive 4x. So what happens here? What is negative 4x plus 4x? Well, they're just going to cancel. It's going to be 0, right? Because it's just 4x take away 4x. That's just 0, right? Then what about the y's? 2y minus 3y is minus 1y. And what happens here? These. And then the 15 minus 14 is positive 1. All right. So do you see what we did? We just added the x's, added the y's, added the numbers. To the line here, we're just adding. That's why it's called the addition method. You're adding them. And notice what happened. The x's canceled out. They eliminated. That's why it's also called the elimination method. You add them and then one of the letters eliminates. So x dropped out, and that's good news because we can't solve for both letters at the same time. We need one of them to drop out, and it did. So now we just have, get rid of that 0. We just have minus 1y is 1. So we only have y. We can finish solving for it. How do we, y's not, you might say, well, we're done. No, y's not alone yet. He's almost alone. We got to get rid of that minus 1. How do we do I add 1 to both sides? No. That minus 1 is not subtracted. It's not y subtract 1, is it? It's negative 1 times y. So how do you get rid of that? Divide both sides by negative, don't you? And then this is negative 1. Right? I divide it. Remember, whenever we have it, this is negative 1 times y. So divide, and 1 divided by negative 1 is negative 1. So we got y. Y is negative 1. Now, what do you do once you get one letter, one answer? You got to plug in, right? So we've got one answer here. Now, plug in y is negative 1. And you can plug it in anywhere you want. It doesn't really matter to solve for the other letter. So I'm just going to, I'll just grab this second equation because it doesn't have a negative in the front. It looks a little easier to me, but it doesn't matter. Either one will work just fine. So then plug this, take this y is negative 1 and plug in right there for y. So then we get 4x minus 3 times minus 1 equals 15. 4x plus 3 is 15. Subtract 3. Boom, boom. 4x is 12. Bring it down. 4x is 12. Last step, divide by 4. Boom. X is 3. So we got x, we got y. So again, what did we do to do this problem? We simply lined up x's over x's, y's over y's, numbers over numbers, and then we just added them up. And notice the x's eliminated. That's why it's called the addition method. You add them up, and elimination because something eliminates. The x's dropped out. So we had only y then, and we're able to solve for y. And once you get y, once you get one answer, it doesn't matter whether you get x first or y first, whatever, it doesn't matter. Once you get one answer, plug that in to either equation that you could plug into the first one or the second one and get the other answer. So we got both answers. So x is 3, y is 1. Now, how do we give that answer? We come up here and we click this and we go parenthesis 3, comma, negative 1. Remember, X got to be first, then Y. You got to put parentheses and a comma. 3, comma, negative 1. There's the final answer to the question.